So now we know the GoPro Hero 8 is coming out this month. How will it compare to the GoPro Hero 7 versus the DJI Osmo Action? We're gonna talk about it in the video coming up. All right guys, I'm Brick Aramello, brickaramello.com. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel. And let's get right into this video. So the GoPro Hero 8 images and specs were released on a German website called WinFuture. And on this website, you can see these photos here, and we're gonna get to the specs at the end of this video, but the specs weren't really the most impressive part about what was released for this GoPro Hero 8, what we're gonna see from this new GoPro Action camera. What we're gonna see is a lot of accessories and features for the accessories, okay? The specs are pretty much the same. Like I said, we're going to talk about it at the end of this video, but let's talk about this thing they call the media module, which is built into the GoPro Hero 8. So this media module has two hot shoes, one on the top and one on the side. And basically you can add an LED light, you can add an external microphone, you can add an external screen if you want. This module also has a little bigger mic on it. It looks bigger than the previous GoPro Action cameras, and it looks a lot better. It's bigger, obviously it's probably gonna be better, and you can add an external mic. Hopefully it will be a legitimate external mic out port that we can add good audio. That'll be great. So that's a huge upgrade for this new GoPro. Now, one nice feature for people who like to be in water, I'm right near a lake right now. I like scuba diving too and snorkeling. For those type of people, if you're with your GoPro and you're just holding it, or you're worried about dropping it, you're in a boat and stuff like that, it has a little orange floaty. So you can put this around just like the media module, and the GoPro will just float to the top. Okay, so if you drop it, you're not gonna lose it and it's not gonna sink to the bottom. So that's a nice feature as well, a nice little accessory that you can get as well. And another nice feature that I think longtime GoPro users will appreciate is the bottom little hinge. So as you can see on the Action camera right here, this little bottom part, it's gonna be able to fold up. You used to be able to not fold that up, so you can fold it up. And I don't know if they're gonna have another attachment. They might, an accessory where you can add to a gimbal, a stabilizer, a tripod without using this. That's what I think they'll have. So you'll be able to fold it up, which is kind of nice. Gives you a little more options for using it as a media module, so to speak. I was hoping for a better sensor. However, the specs, as we're going to talk about now, don't seem to be that big of an upgrade. So I think the specs were a big letdown, but the accessories were pretty good. Now the specs are basically the same thing that we saw from the GoPro Hero 7. So 12 megapixels, 1/2.3 inch CMOS sensor, not a bigger sensor, not a 1-inch sensor, which a lot of us were hoping for, which is kind of a letdown. Same 4K up to 60 frames per second, and shooting 1080 in super slow-mo up to 240 frames per second. I was hoping for at least 480 or maybe like 900 or 1,000 frames per second in 1080. We're not gonna see it. That I was kind of let down about. The hyper smooth is the same. I'm fine with that. I thought the stabilization was great with the Hero 7, and the fact that the hyper smooth is going to be there again, the same thing, that's not that big of a deal. Another nice thing is that it's going to use the same battery, so if you have another GoPro, you don't have to buy new batteries. That I like a lot. I like the fact that GoPro keeps the same battery. All right, I would have liked longer battery, but the fact I can use my old batteries is nice. Some of us maybe saying to ourselves, oh, why didn't you just upgrade and give us a longer battery, because these batteries do die pretty quickly. It's kind of a gift and a curse. You can use your old batteries, but for new users, it's kind of going to be a little bit of a bummer. The size and weight is basically the same exact thing. So it's almost like a GoPro Hero 7 with a few upgrades for accessories. That's the way I see it. Okay, same size, same weight. It can go down to 10 meters. So for you divers, you're gonna have to get the housing unit to go down further than 10 meters, or about 30 feet, 35 feet. I've gone down to 35 feet with this when I was diving, and it was perfectly fine. Now the price, everybody wants to know the price. Now the new price is gonna be 470 euros or 520 American dollars, which to me seems kind of high, especially since the DJI Osmo Action just dropped in price down to $299 on Amazon right now, and I'll put a link below to that. So for $520, when you can get a GoPro Hero 7 that is really great. Now the GoPro Hero 7, I believe the internal audio is pretty good. I mean, it could be better, but for an action camera, I can actually vlog with this, and I thought the audio was better than the DJI Osmo Action. So having an external mic will improve the audio, but do you need it? Not really. For some of you, you know, who want to have really professional videos, really great audio, yeah, but it's not really necessary. Okay, one thing I forgot to mention, I don't want to keep this video too long, is the fact that you can also live stream with this new GoPro. So the GoPro Hero 8, you can live stream to YouTube and other platforms, social media platforms, which is a nice feature. And it also shoots H.264 and H.265. So shooting H.265, for you people who have the computers and capacity for that, that's a really nice feature. But for most people, it's probably not going to be necessary. So I think GoPro is targeting people who are into making higher end films or making their films a little better, making the audio a little better with these accessories, adding a light, which is nice. And it's going to have a night mode, so low light and anything in night, I think it's going to be better, but we still have that small sensor, which is still kind of annoying. We'll see what they do. Sometimes these camera companies and these action camera companies can do amazing things even with the small sensor, so we'll have to wait and see. But other than that, it's pretty much the same spec, seems to be like the same camera. And one last thing I would have liked to see that I haven't heard for the GoPro Hero 8 is a front screen like the DJI Osmo Action. So for $299, you get a front screen, and it's very comparable. Now the GoPro, I put other videos, you can see them over here, that I've done comparisons, and you can see this video here as well. And to me, it has more dynamic range than the DJI Osmo Action. It also has better audio, but the Osmo Action has that front screen. So if it's really a media module and they want to talk about media, why didn't you add this front screen? It really doesn't make sense to me. Maybe they will update that, but it seems like it's not going to have that front screen, which is kind of a bummer. We'll have to wait and see. Leave your comments below. What do you think about this new GoPro Hero 8? I'm Brick Armello of brickarmello.com. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I'll see you in the next one.